Hello there. We are now on part 4 of our computer programming made simple using VB.NET 2010, and in this session we are going to be talking about net operators and some other keywords. The net operations that we are going to work with are the power of, the plus, subtraction, multiply, divide and return floating point result, then divide and return integer result, then the modulus. Right. We also have a keyword that we are going to use, which is val. Val converts a non-numeric value to numeric. So we are going to be working with an example where we are going to design a program, make all the necessary changes on the properties. Right. Now the example reads, let's assume we are told to design and code a VB.NET program to make use of the above mathematical operators, where the user inputs a value through the keyboard, then clicks on the operator he or she wants. Right. Now, just from the question, we know that in the table above we have 7 operators, and we are going to make a button for each operator. Right. We also need 3 integer variables, so which means we are going to define 3 integer variables. We need 3 text boxes, which is the text box control, and we need also 3 labels. Right. And this time around we are going to change all the necessary control properties. Let's go to Visual Basic right here. Okay, let me do this so that we see what exactly. Right. Because we are going to form a new project. We go new project. It comes like that. There's a Windows form like always. Right. Then we go on to Windows application. Then we change the name of the project. You can call it Maths Op. Alright, call it Maths Op. Click OK. Alright, it's forming. There we are. Right. Before we go anywhere, we're going to look at it this way. Alright. We are on the form. That's our form. We go to properties. What properties do we need to change? Let's go to the text. Let's call it maths. Alright. Click anywhere. Then we need also to change the form name. Now let's change it there to math FM. Right, FM. Let's call it FM like that. So we have changed the properties of that. Right, let's drag it a bit so that we increase the size. We can just drag it like that. All right, then we go to right, controls. Right, view. What do we want to view? The toolbar. Right, there is our toolbar. Then what do we need? It says we need 7 buttons. Right, let's start with 3 labels. Double clicked. Okay, sorry, that's a link. I selected a link instead of a label. Then 1, 2, 3. So there's label 1, label 2, label 3. Let me pull them down there, all right. So I say 3 variables. All right, there I'll say properties. It comes here. I'll call it X. Alright. Change the name. We call it XLB. LBL. Let's call it XLBL. Right, we go on to that one, we go back again there, name, let's call it Y LBL. That's just short for label. Then let's go, and properties, let's go up there, let's call it Y. Right, we go to the next, and there let's call it Z. Right there. All right, then set. On this one we didn't change the name, did we? There, call it Z. L B L. All right, now add 3 text boxes. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just double clicking to add X value, add value, value. Right. Okay, then I need 7 buttons. 7 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Let's see. I pick them like this. how do we set them up? In a line or okay, it's fine. Let me put them there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, those are the buttons. Again, we go to the properties, we change the caption or the name. All right, okay, let me just check the signs that we have. Right, we have power off, plus, subtract, multiply. All right, so let's go back to .NET. So I'll write this one power and the caption or the name. I'll call it PBTN for power. Then here I'll call it power BTN. Alright, go back to the next, which I will call plus. Alright, and I'll look for the name. I'll call it plus BTN. So you all need to do all this on all of the items that we are working with. Plus subtract, right, subtract, and the name we'll call it sub BTN. Right, we go up. Right, the caption, let's just call it sub subtraction. Right, go on to the next one. Alright, properties. Alright, mount, BTN. So I want you to look closely at what I'm doing here, so that there won't be any problem. So multiply, subtraction, say div, and to differentiate them, let's just put the sign. Is this? That's our div. Oh no, that is not here. Div BTN, because it's a name. Let's go up. Is it the name or text? Yeah, the name. Right, so here that's where we're going to say div. We put a sign. Let me put this one first. It's done. Go there. Properties. So you can also right click and pick properties. Alright, I will go div again, then this now. Right, let's go on. And div btn, let me put 2 so that they differ. Then this is simply, I'm going to simply say mod btn. Alright, then I'll go to them and simply say mod. Right, so this is a simple design that I've chosen. Right, let me bring this there. Right, so this is just a simple design that I've chosen for my application. Now, so we are saying, if we go back to our question, right, it says, let's assume we are told to design and code. Right, so design and code, we have designed, so we now need to go back and code. And now, what are we going to code? We need the user to punch in 2 numbers, and 1 is going to be the calculation, or the result of the calculation. So you punch in x and y, right? Then z becomes the result. So z is displayed after we click either power, plus, sub, or the other items. Right, so let's start with what? Let's say power. Right, so I'll go there. Remember, I'll need to double click. Alright, then, right, so let me define. Okay, I'll code him x as integer. I think you still remember this, is it? Integer, right? Dim y as integer. Right, same dim x xyz z as integer. What am I doing here? Integer right, let's initialize all this so that we make sure there is nothing in those, right, before we punch in anything. The initial values are zeros. Right, then what? We are going to assign values. Right, let's go back to our form. Right, oh, we forgot something. The text boxes, or for now let's leave them as they are. Right, text box 1, that's text box 2, and text box 3. So those are the ones that we are going to be using. So text box 1 is for x. Right, if you go ahead and come here, I will say x is assigned text box, put text box 1 dot text. Alright, then y is assigned text xbox2 dot text. Right, then we come here. We are going to say z is assigned, right, text right, it's assigned, we say okay, x to the power of x to the power of y, right, that's x. Then we simply say text box 3 is assigned the value of z, just like that. Why is it that z is underlined there? Forgot something here. Set dot what? Text. Right. So let's see there. If we do this, what happens? See, that's where we're going to apply our values, because by default a text box is a string. Right, just like that. So we go back to the form there. Alright, let's try to run this. Okay, I'll say 2, I'll say 3, then I'll click power. Two to the power of 3 is that. Okay, right, so we're going to do this to all the other buttons. Right, let's go and code the plus. Come back here, we double click. Now, because we have defined already our values or our variables, right, the code, the rest of the code is the same. So what do I need to do? I just need to take this code here, copy, come here and paste there. Right, what do you notice? All the variables are underlined, which means there is an error there. Let's go to any one of them. See the error? Y is not declared. It may be inaccessible due to its protection level. But if you look here, we defined them here. Right, you remember in the other part, or in the other video, we talked about public, we talked about private. Now we defined these as private 2 sub p btn. So plus btn cannot see those because they are private to a certain subroutine. So what we need to do is to take them out of this. We can put them just above here, right? With their dim, it will still be public, right? Here, let's take this. I'll say cut, then I'll paste them there. Everything disappeared. Even if I change here to public, nothing changes. Everything is correct, because if you define them outside a subroutine but within a class, and if that class has a number of subroutines, all those subroutines are going to see the variables that have been defined. I would like to use dim here instead of public, because that's a public area to this class. But if you want them to be seen by other classes, that's where we change that dim to public. Let's run again and test. Now we also need to change here to plus, right? Let's run. Okay, right, say 2 2. If we say that, that's a 4. If we say plus, that's a 4, right? Let me change this one and make it a 3. That's a 9, plus that's a 5. You see that? So let's just complete the other programs. As you have seen that I can work with several modules, right? So here I'll go there. So there's no need now to define, because I already defined. So what I will need to do is just to copy the code, because the code is the same. We might do this again in another way, but for today we're going to do it this way. All right, so we say subtract. Right, let's just code all of them. Let's just code all of them. Subtract, multiply. So remember, what you are changing now is just the sign, right? Div, just the sign. Is this right? I think so. Let's go there. Let's change there to there. Right, what's left is the mod. Let's go there, and again let me paste the code there. All right, then I'll change that to mode. All right, so this is the complete application. Let me run it so that we see. We said there 3, 2, right, say power 3 to the power of 2, which is simply 3 times 3 is 9, right? If we add the 2, we're going to get a 5. If we subtract, we get a 1. If we multiply, we get a 6. If we divide, remember, we are going to return, right, 2. 2. All right, 1. Right. 3 divided by 2. X divided by 3 divided by 2 is that, because we are saying it's an integer, so it's going to round off to the nearest, which is that. Right, so let's say mod 1. 3 divided by 2, it's 1 remainder 1. That's why we get that 1 there, that 1 there. Yeah, okay, let me change. I just want to change. I just want to do to show you something. This, right, this div here, if I define my value here, z, and let's go to z, I'll change this to decimal. Just want you to notice something, right? I'll run it again. I'll use the same numbers 3 and 2, so we're saying 3 there and 2 there. So if I say comes 9, 5, right, subtraction, multiplication is fine there. See that it's 1.5. That's why it was rounded off to 2. If I come here, it's just 1, right, because it's taking just the integer part and ignoring the other part, which is the 0.5. Then if I go mod, all the other items are not changing, right, but the only one that has changed is the one for the floating point. So this is simple as we have done it. Now I'll give you an assignment, but I'll explain it a bit because we need to know how to make formulas. Let's go on, let's go further. Let's close this one, stop the program. Right, go back there. Right, then let's go to the next. It says making formulas. Given that x is a result of a calculation where y plus 1 has been divided by 2 and the result multiplied by 6, and simply we can have such a formula here, right? Then make a formula which will be used in a VB.NET program to compute as stated above. Right, so there are two ways, right? It's either this, it's either this, all right, x is equal to y plus 1 in brackets divided by 2 multiplied by 6, okay, or simply x is equal to open bracket y plus 1 close bracket divided by 2 close bracket times 6. But this is just a waste of time placing this, because the priorities when we see the division and the multiplication following each other, the computer is going to follow division first, then multiplication, right? Or if it were that we have a plus sign instead of a division sign, what we are going to do is to put the brackets, the double brackets, so that it obeys what we have put in brackets. So simple. Design and code the program with the specification above. So what I want you to do is just to design this program, work on it, run it, Then in the next video, which is part 5 of our programming made simple, I will start by showing you the program that I designed for this. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and also like the videos. If you have any questions, comment with your question. Just put a comment. I will attend to those comments one by one. Thank you very much for watching this video.